I don't know if I pulled something or if I'm cramping. One of those things. The worst backpacking experience I've ever had. What's up, guys? I am Michael McAnally, and this is Leo the Hiking Dog. In 2024, we completed a thru hike of the Appalachian Trail. Now we're headed outdoors as much as possible, looking for new adventures. If you're enjoying our journey, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We would be super thankful. Voila. It's a lot more complicated than it looks. I didn't bring any rope to hang the bag from an easy place, so I had to kind of rig this branch in order to create the drip system. So right now that's filling up my coffee for some water. Last night we had a little condensation in the tent. Obviously when you camp at a river, that's the perils or the downfalls of camping right next to it and having a single wall tent. So I'll take my towel and wet that down real good today before I put the tent away. So I think we're going to do that while the water's getting ready. There you go. Now we'll just wipe down the outside before I wrap everything up. Let's go ahead and get Leo some breakfast while I make my coffee. Now, when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail, Leo didn't like to eat breakfast, so I would put it out for him and he would never eat it. But since he's been home, he's been back on the breakfast train, so I'm going to give him a nice big full bowl. See how much of it he eats. There you go, boy. All right. Now it's coffee time. Gas canister. Water. Stove. Pot lifter. And my lighter. Definitely need a lighter. I'm gonna make some coffee. All right. keep my gas canister wrapped in this little cloth, because if you just drop your gas canister inside of your titanium pot, the bottom of the gas canister leaves a rust ring inside your pot that you're constantly having to clean out. So it's super lightweight. I mean, and it also, I can use it for cleaning, wiping down stuff, whatever I need while I'm cooking. So it's a good idea to have one of those. All right. Hook up our gas canister. Give me a nice flat spot dug out there. And put the handles out. I do have my pot lifter, and I use my foldable cup as my lid. This is just a Sea to Summit X mug. They call it the X mug. They have two different kinds. The X mug has the grips on the outside, but it's a super great lid for my pot, but also doubles as a cup. So I love items that have more than one use. All right, let's see if we can't find my coffee here. Now, I found these coffees on Amazon, and I fresh ground my coffee at home every single morning. But these coffees are actually very, very good for freeze-dried coffees. It's called Mount Hagen, and they are single-serve, freeze-dried coffees. So just basically pop one of these guys open. Here, I'll just pour it into my cup. All the little freeze-dried crystals in there. And then just pour the hot water on top of that. Quick little stir. Oh. I got us a beautiful morning cup of brew. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's good coffee right there.
Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee.
So if you're looking for an instant coffee that doesn't break the bank and tastes good, and I consider myself like a coffee connoisseur, because you know we drink, I drink fresh ground coffee. My wife, she makes all of her fancy coffees at the house, but I fresh grind my coffee every morning, because it just has such a good flavor when you fresh grind the coffee. So I'm pretty picky about my instant coffees. You know, I've tried things like the Starbucks brand. It's garbage. I've tried a few other kinds, but this right here, Mount Hagen, and it's inexpensive. It's not a super expensive freeze-dried coffee. It is fantastic. It's time to break down camp. All right, we made it through to the other side. Now I can finally put my backpack on. The Jacks River Falls has been the goal of this trip. The previous 2 times that I went, it was one of the big things that I look forward to, because I always look forward to waterfalls, and it didn't happen on either one of those trips. But this trip, we're gonna get there. Now, I have decided, since I was informed that bear season starts here on Thursday, I have decided that I'm gonna go ahead and cut this trip a little bit short, being that I don't want to be out here while all the hunters are out here shooting at things. So, I didn't know about that. I didn't know the Cohutta Wilderness's bear season was 4 days, and so these woods are going to be full of hunters here very soon. So, I'm going to go ahead and get out today. So today's Wednesday, so that means hunting season starts tomorrow morning. So just to be on the safe side, I don't want Leo to get mistaken for a bear. I don't want to get mistaken for a bear. So we're gonna head out. All right, let's go find these falls. Last thing I want to do is be out here in these deep, deep woods with all this tree fall and have a twisted ankle or broken leg or something like that.
I think my legs might be broken, but I'll try to stand up. Oh, yes, they are broken.
And have to have a rescue team try to fight their way to get back here. It would be hours and hours before somebody could get back here and do a rescue, and then trying to get somebody out of here would be absolutely crazy ridiculous. So I'm being extra careful. Everything I have to climb over, everything I have to climb under, making sure that I have good footing and that I'm stepping down safely, because I don't want to be in a rescue situation out here in the middle of these woods. Now I do have my rescue beacon, because there is no signal out here. It hasn't been for 2 days. I found a little bit of signal yesterday at the lunch spot for a few minutes, but besides that, I've had no signal at all. But man, this is nice. This is actually a trail this morning. I mean, besides the little bit of trees that I just had to climb over, this is like way more of a designated trail than anything I was on yesterday, where I got completely scratched up on everything I was doing. All those thorns and all those bushes that I had to just like bushwhack my way through was ridiculous. I was worn out yesterday. It was a long day. That was, I'd say, probably the most challenging day I've had. I don't even know if I would consider that hiking. I mean, that was really like just bushwhacking. I mean, essentially I was on a trail, but the trail was so grown over, I might as well not have been on a trail. It was crazy. But all right, we're gonna keep making our way to these waterfalls. You know, the Jacks River Falls is supposed to be an 80-foot fall, so I haven't seen it yet, but I'm anticipating something absolutely beautiful. We're walking along the river right now, and this trail is so much more than it was yesterday as far as being an actual trail. So much easier. I'm actually hiking today rather than bushwhacking, so it's been kind of a nice morning rather than just climbing over. The getting out of camp over those trees was probably the most difficult part of the day, but besides that, we've had a very, very beautiful trail so far. All right, shouldn't be that much further. All right, we have to cross over this creek. Unfortunately, I'm not going to try to traverse that dead branch because it looks slippery, and the rock hop has the branch right in front of it, so at some point it looks like I'm probably going to get my feet wet. So I don't know. I'm going to look up river here, see if there's a different place to cross. Well, crossing over there is just going to get me a rock hop to a sheer faced wall, so might as well just risk it right here and see if I can't get across without getting my feet wet. And I'm going to take this path right here. Yeah, I might be able to keep my feet dry here. It's going to be that last hop that's the tricky one, because I got the log to hang on to right here, so that's making it kind of easy. There we go. And then up this rock face. Yeah, made it with dry feet. Awesome. The waterfall is right around the corner. The river's starting to get fast. A little bit of rapids. Wow. Just absolutely amazing. The valley's opening up and the sun is coming through it, and it's making it absolutely gorgeous. Be careful on these rocks. You guys don't know, Leo loves a good waterfall himself, so he gets super excited about these things. Looks like we might be here at the top of it, and we're gonna have to work our way around to get a good view from the bottom, but let's go ahead and check out the top while we're here. Oh, Leo, that looks a lot easier for you than me. I don't know if I'm getting down there, because I don't think I'd get back up if I did. So Very cool. Me and Leo are just gonna sit here and enjoy these waterfalls for a few minutes. Then I'm gonna take a little adventure because there's a trail that looks like it goes that way, and I might get a good view of the falls from that direction. So we'll leave the pack here, and we'll head down there. I guess when they measure waterfalls, because it says it's an 80-foot waterfall, I guess it's from the top up here all the way to the bottom down there. Because this isn't a straight 80-foot drop, but man, it's still beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. What do you think, Leo? I love the waterfall too, Dad. I love the waterfall too. I found me a path coming down those rocks right there so I could get down a little bit lower. And it looks like over here, I might be able to make my way around and see the falls from down that direction. So we're gonna do that now. All right, this is gonna be super risky because those rocks are wet and slanted. So, oh man. Now putting my foot on any of those wet rocks is risky. But I mean, I'm only risking getting wet, not necessarily hurting myself. All right, here we go. If I can find handholds, and there is some dry spots, like right there, where my shoes will have more grip. All right, we made it. Beautiful. All right, got some more rock scrambling. I tied Leo up there because I didn't want him following me across that, because he would almost for sure fall in. Man, that's gorgeous. All right, let's find a safe path down. Maybe try this way. I like my chances on the other side just as much. You know what? I might be able to go down here and then skate across to there. So if I go right there on that bottom ledge, I can work my way over. Maybe. Well, we'll have to see. Ugh. Oh yeah. Easy step. Oops, I knocked that branch down. That's okay. here we go. Now we're getting to the payoff view. Look at there. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that beautiful little swimming hole at the bottom too. There's a swimming hole at the top and there's a swimming hole at the bottom. Man, that's gorgeous. I wouldn't dare step out on any of these rocks. See how wet that is? That literally is like walking on slime. Your feet will slip right out from underneath you and you will get wet and possibly hurt. This looks like it's probably the end of me getting down any further, because that's a pretty, I could try it over there, but it'd be a difficult climb to get backing up. So I think this is it. This is the view that we wanted anyway. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, look at this beautiful board. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Turn that into a piece of art. But I'm not an artist, so I'll leave it for somebody else. We still got to go back over that slick part to get back up top. Leo's up there like, where'd you go, Dad? Why couldn't I come? Here's where it gets sketchy again. Make my way up higher. That way I have the rock holds. See the little hand holds. They're not much, but it's something if my foot starts to come out from underneath me. I think going down this is going to be a little bit sketchier than going up it. Which I don't mind getting wet. Matter of fact, a swim would be nice. I just don't want to get wet with my shoes on and have to hike out in them. Ugh. All right, now we got to make our way back up top. This is where we scooted down. I'm gonna put my foot right there. There we go. What's up, Leo? Did you miss me? Did you miss me, huh? Did you miss me? There you go. Stay down. Oh boy. All right, guys. I think it's time to pack it up and head back to the trailhead. we are going to follow this trail, which is the Jacks River Trail, back the direction that we came from. And that's going to bring us to the connector trail that brings us back to the truck. That's the Rough Ridge Trail. So hopefully it's not as rough as the ones that we were on yesterday. Dad joke there. But yeah, hopefully it's a lot more like this trail, the Jacks River Trail. All right, we made it back to where we camped at last night, which is right over there through those mess of trees that you saw me climb through this morning. But we're gonna be heading up the Jacks River Trail, which is this direction right here. And then we're gonna be looking for the turn off to the Rough Ridge Trail. All right, we're gonna try a new technique, and we're gonna call it backpack cam. So as you see, I've put my camera in the backpack and I've telescoped the pole up. So you guys are gonna get kind of like an overview of what I'm seeing, as well as my same point of view from my chest. Leo, come here. Back. All right, current's pretty strong, so I put Leo on the leash. I'm sure he could cross on his own, but I just want to be careful. Small steps. Don't pick your feet up too high. Make sure you have your footing before you take the next step. There we go. All right. That was successful. Now the Jacks River Trail has 42 river crossings. So I want to come back and do the Jacks River Trail probably during a summer trip and see if I can't combine it with a trail that might be a little bit more clear than the one we were on yesterday to try to make a good hike out of it. All right, we are now looking for the Rough Ridge Trail, which shouldn't be too much further. All right, we've made it to the intersection where the Rough Ridge Trail meets the Jack River Trail. The Jack River Trail heads off in that direction over the water and I'm assuming what was on those logs, but there'd probably be a safer place to traverse it there. But we're gonna stay on this side of the river, and yeah, we're heading to the truck. Alright, it looks like the trail has been blocked by all of this stuff right here, so we just got to stay on this side of the river for a little while longer before we cross over it. So we're going to traverse this little bit of water right here and then make our climb through, I guess. I mean, I don't really have another choice. I'm just going to hug the edge of the creek here where the trail should be over there, but everything's covered up. I'm just letting Leo do whatever right now. No shaking, go. Come here. Back. By my calculations, I should still be on this side of the trail. Now the crossover is a little bit further up, but it might be easier just to walk in the stream until we find the crossover because of how blocked off everything else is. I think we're gonna give that a go. See the little arrow there? I think we're gonna do a little water walking right now. See if I can get back in here safely without sliding. All right, I gotta put this phone away so I don't drop it in the water. Leo sometimes can be a little hesitant towards getting in the water, but today he's not hesitating at all. He's getting right in there. And that includes his wet backpack. I'd be worried about it, or I'd take it off if we weren't leaving. But since we're leaving, the backpack can ride in the back of the truck and dry out. We're kind of making our own trail at this point. All right, let's see what this looks like up here. Now it looks like we gotta cross over here somewhere. I think I'm gonna head this direction. When you're crossing through these debris fields, it's very important that you find a good foothold and don't just step through something, because it's not sturdy, it's not stable. The water pushed it here, so it's not an exact pile. And definitely can be dangerous. So I'm making sure that I look for the bigger logs underneath that I know shouldn't I say shouldn't, and then that one cracked. All right. I think I'm gonna step down into the water and pass right here. All right, we are safely across. Now, gotta find the trail again. I think I found it. Yep, this way. Oh. Trail's getting pretty dense again. We're basically just pushing through the underbrush. That's all you can do. The rough ridge trail up to that point wasn't too bad. All right, now it's starting to live up to its name. Having to figure out and find the path of least resistance. All right, guys, here's the deal. This trail is much worse than the one yesterday. As a matter of fact, right down there is nothing but briars. I mean, I can't even, that's where the trail says it is, but I can't even find any type of remnants of any type of trail, and I'm doing nothing but walking through briar bushes. So I got a plan. We're right here on this ridge, and if I just cut over, possibly I could pick up the trail on the other side of the ridge. So that's just going to require us bushwhacking up through here. But at least when I'm bushwhacking, I can make the path of least resistance rather than having to try to walk through briars in order to make my path and stay on the trail. So yeah, so we're just going to cut across there and make a little shortcut and see if we can't pick up the trail on the other side. We're a long ways from the truck, and this is going to be a very long day if the trail stays like this. But so we're going to head up this direction here, and hopefully this works. I got the GPS, so I'm not lost, but it's rough. This is the roughest it's ever been. This is terrible. Ugh. I do not recommend coming out here and utilizing the trail system that they have set out, because it's just not kept up and almost makes it impassable. All right, I'm gonna put this camera away while I try to get up and over this ridge. Plan worked. We just climbed up the ridge, and now we're back on the trail, and I can actually see the trail. Not much of a trail, but definitely more than was down there in the briars. All right, that was rough, but we made it. It's going to be another long and rough day.
This trail's not even, I wouldn't even call it a game trail. It's so overly grown. I'm probably the first one that's been back here in years. So I just gotta push through it. Just gotta keep pushing through the bushes. I mean, I got two choices, go forward or go back. Those are the only two paths to get to my truck. So I've got, 3 days worth of food on me. So I'd be okay no matter what I chose. But this path is gonna get me back to the truck tonight. I just gotta push through it. Just gotta keep on pushing. It's nothing but stuff like that. Just plowing through the branches, the briar bushes, the little trees, because all of it's overgrown. Yeah. Leo's a champ. He knows where the trail is, even though you can't even see a trail. I gotta climb over this. Over, under, or through? That is the question. See briars over there to the left, so I don't want to go left. I can climb underneath, or I can step on this tree and try to step over. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Found a little opening here to stop and have a snack while I continue to prepare to bushwhack up my way all the way back to the truck. And I'm running into these new little, they look like miniature trees. They're not the vines that were scratching me yesterday. They have like 5 bazillion little thorns on them. Let me show you. So these little trees right here have like 5 bazillion little thorns on all of their branches. And I'm not sure what they are, but vines scratch you. These things, like, I think embed. And they're absolutely terrible. They're horrible. All that being said, it's going to be a long day. We're going to get through it. We're going to get back, but man, it's going to be tough. This is the toughest 2 days I've ever had on any trail. I do not recommend coming out here for any type of beginner unless this is the type of experience that you want. And if you do come out here, you better bring a machete, because you really need to hack your way through the majority of this stuff. And I don't have that. I'm just kind of pushing my body through it, which is why I'm getting all scratched up. All right, I'm going to finish my snack, try to enjoy a moment of rest, and then we're going to get back at it. All right, break is over. We are heading back through the woods. I got 5 miles to get back to the truck. At the pace that we're moving, it's going to take us 5 hours because of all the bushwhacking. I put away one of the cameras. I've been running 2 cameras, but I don't want to have to carry the pole and tripod, so I've stowed all that away to make it easier to just get through this. This is now more about survival and getting back than it is about enjoying this trip, because this is not enjoyable. I would not come out here and choose to do this again. So if the Cohutta Wilderness is ever on your list of places to go, skip it. Oh, find somewhere else. All right, we're gonna keep on pushing. Yo. Don't go too far, bud. Don't go too far, please. All right, I got off trail somehow, and it took me about a good 15 minutes to find my way back. Now, we're probably only a mile from where we stopped at and took a break. So we still got about 4 more miles to go. That took us all of an hour to move that mile in this underbrush. My legs are bleeding again. New cuts, not even the same ones. New cuts, pushing through the briars, stepping over branches. Everything's trying to grab me. This is difficult. I'm not gonna lie. This is very difficult. It's gonna take everything I got to get us back to the truck safely. All right, we're gonna keep going. Keep my eye on the map, make sure we stay on trail, and just keep moving forward. When I got off trail there for a second, it's because trees fall on the trail, right? And these trees have been here for a while. These are not new trees. There are dead trees that have been laying on the trail for a very long time. I'm stepping over right now. It can block the trail to where you can't see the path. And if the tree falls literally on the same path as the trail, it makes it super difficult to go around the tree and figure out where the trail picks back up again. So you have to push through the briars, you have to push through the bushes to try to fight your way. Back to where the trail is, like I just did right there. All right, we're just gonna keep moving forward. This is tough. That is how you get off trail. So I either have to trek above it or trek below it, but that is the trail. The trail's hard enough to find as it is. You got a tree like that down on it. You really don't have much of a choice but to go around it. I ain't no getting through that thing. So I can see the top of it right here. So the easier path on this one is going to go down, around, and then back up again. But we are on a vertical, so that makes it even more difficult. Oh. Alright, there's the tree, here's the other side of it. I step over this part and then I'll head back up and try to relocate the trail again. I reached up to grab something that was rotten and it broke off and I fell down the hill. Ooh. I'm okay though. Here's the trail again. My goodness. This is wearing me out. And we're only halfway back to the truck. So I picked up a stick to kind of try to beat the briar bushes back and from tearing me up as bad as they have been. All right, I'm gonna keep on pushing. Oh, I just ran into another backpacker out here. Very strange. His name was Doug. Oh my goodness. And he had plans on going to where I was at about last night. And I just told him how absolutely bad and horrible that trail is, and that I would not do that. I would turn around and go back in the way that I just came because of how bad the conditions are. And he says he's going to consider it because it took me 4 hours to get to where I just ran into him, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's going to put him there at 7 o'clock tonight if he gets there at the same pace that I got there. And he has no, he's kind of old school, older gentleman. He has no GPS, no smartphone. He has a paper map, and that's it. So I got lost back there several times, completely off the trail. So I told him I wouldn't recommend it. I would turn around and come back. That being good news, he said it took him about 2.5 hours to get where we just met. So that means I'm going to get to the truck around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Hopefully. I do have to stop and get some water. There's a water source up here that we're going to stop at and get filled up. I need to drink some. I'm probably dehydrated. I've only had the 1 liter since I left the river. So what I drank this morning. Man, I stopped to get some water, and Doug wound up coming back. That really puts my mind at ease because I was really worried about him heading out there on that section of trail that I had been on, with the amount of climbing and stuff that I had to do, and the fact that it took me 4 hours to get to that point. And so I was thankful he heeded my advice. So he's back there at the water source. He's going to set up camp there and hike out tomorrow. So that really puts my mind at ease because I don't think there's anybody else out here. And he didn't have any Garmin, any type of, beacons or anything like that. So if he got hurt out here, it would be really bad. It'd be really bad. So, all right. We got about 2 more hours to push to get to the truck. So we're going to go ahead and keep on going. I can honestly say that this is the worst backpacking experience I've ever had. This is truly just like a nightmare scenario of occurrences, from the trail barely being a trail to almost getting lost several times. Thank goodness for my GPS on my phone, because if I was just planning on trying to navigate with maps, I'd have been in trouble. I'd have been in deep trouble. I would not have been able to find the trail, because most of the time the trail is barely recognizable. But we're in the home stretch now. Probably the last couple of miles of this trail. Doug says it wasn't that bad. He had some cuts and stuff on his arms. He had pants on, so his legs weren't nearly as bad as what mine are. Mine are absolutely terrible. I'll show them to you once we get back to the truck. But this is not the experience that I wanted. This is tough. This is tough and no fun. Like, I'm out here to enjoy myself, and this is not enjoyable. This was not enjoyable at all. And you guys have followed me, and you followed my Appalachian Trail through hike. You've seen me in some, rough spots, or having some rough days, and nothing compared to this. I didn't experience anything like this out there. It makes me so much more thankful for all the trail crews and all the people that go out there and work so hard on making that trail such a wonderful experience. And the cool thing is this could be one of those areas. This could be a beautiful area, especially with that waterfall. I mean, the waterfall highlighted the trip, but there's a lot easier ways for me to get to that waterfall. I did not have to do it the route that I went, with all of the overgrown everything that I went through. So, but yeah, the trail's actually opening up now. I got me a nice little stick to kind of whack back some of the briars with, to keep them from tearing my shins up any more than they're already torn. But all right, just got to keep pushing. Let's stop for a snack. We have 2.5 miles left to the truck. My legs are shredded. Let me show you. Look at those things. I am bleeding everywhere.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody!
Today is the worst day of hiking I've ever had. 100%. I'll have to go back and look at the miles, but I mean, I don't even think we did maybe 10 miles, if that, the whole day. So it's been absolutely horrible. I need this last little snack to push me to the truck, because I have not enjoyed this at all. I don't even get my spoon out. I'm just going to scoop it. Next time, I'm gonna have to find me a more traveled area. I love my wilderness areas. I love how the remoteness, but when the trails aren't maintained, it turns into a nightmare real quick. It's gonna take a week or two for my leg to recover from the amount of scratches that I got on there. Ridiculous. Oh. All right, I'm gonna finish my snacks and then we'll make this final push to the truck. Oh, we are about 2 miles from the truck now, and we're finally on like a workable trail. That's so funny things about these trails is, the first couple miles of almost every trail has enough traffic to keep it, in good shape. But then once you get way back there, like I was, you gotta have trail maintenance back there. Otherwise, the trails just get overgrown. All the dead fall and all the trees. And those aren't fresh trees. Those trees have been back there for a long time. So I can't imagine that trail maintenance has been done back here for years, I would say, if at all. I mean, at one point it looked like somebody used to do some trail maintenance back there, because you could see some really old logs that had been cut, but nothing new, nothing fresh. All right, a couple more miles. Hopefully we get there before the sun goes down. Starting to lose it right now, but we got a couple hours for sundown. Shouldn't take us that long, because we're back to a regular hiking trail, so we should be able to knock this out in the next hour or so. Nightmare scenario. I went to go step over some logs. Oh, I don't know if I pulled something or if I'm cramping. Oh, I had to sit down, see if I can get it to stop. The good news is I'm less than half a mile from the truck, so even if I got a limp there, oh, I'll make it. Let's just hope it subsides, because bending my leg. Makes it shoot all the way up into my groin. Yeah, I don't know if it's cramps. Oh, this is not good. I got a half a mile to go. I really don't want to take like an hour to get there, half a mile away. All right, I'm gonna drink what I got left in my bottle and then figure out what I got to do. Oh, this is terrible. All right, I drank the rest of my drink. I'm gonna try to get up now.
I'm only lying here because I lack the strength to stand. Perhaps I have the strength after all.
Let's see if we can't get this last half mile done. Oh. The problem is, this is my first obstacle. I have to get over that. Okay. Maybe it was a cramp. It seems to have subsided now. I don't even know where to go. I think I'm going to crawl. I think crawling was my best option. If I had to swing my leg up over that thing, it might have cramped up again. All right, I'm so ready to be back at my truck. Get this nightmare of a trip over with. All right. Made it back up to Cowpen Trail. Now, just a short walk to the truck. The legs are threatening to cramp again, but I should be okay. I should make it. I drank, let's see, coffee this morning, a bottle of water after that, filled back up, drank that bottle. I drank 2 at the water source. Man, I just didn't put any electrolytes in my water today, which is probably a big mistake on my part. Won't make that mistake again. Oh. Well, we made it to the trailhead. I am exhausted. It's after 6 o'clock, about 6:15. Normally, I get sad when a trip is over, but I'll tell you what, I think I'm done with this one. What do you think, Leo? You done too, huh? What are you done? You done? All right. All right, guys. If you hung around for the end of this video, thank you. Please like, subscribe, do all those other things, and we'll see you guys on the next one.